between FM and CeX. CeX on your blue side, and of course FM going to be attacking first, and we'll have to see how this first pistol does go. Currently a bit of a charge towards the B site, and just 2 counter-terrorists to defend, so Liam going to be having to get some work, pushing aggressively in apps. Very interesting. Gonna jump down, but they know that they're coming. Here comes FM into the bomb site. One trade comes through. Frey going to find a return, but it is Astro down on short, looking to try and find some more. Bomb goes down. Now FM trying to make this defuse situation work.
Pulse is going to fire for a few shots towards short. Just a bit of a volley here and there to see where it's going to land as JD gets himself set up over towards market. Fire for a headshot in return on towards Stan. It's going to be a very big start point for CeX right now. They get that pistol and they're going to accelerate off the back of that.
Yeah,
second round needs to be clean though.
Yeah, absolutely. For CeX, winning the pistol, it's a confident booster. You know, coming into your first round of the first map of the night, and performing strong. They only lost 1 member there in the pre-plant situation. So now, as long as they can start building up some economy, they don't get counter, you know, ecoed here. That's going to be a problem. You're going to see 3 UMPs, an M4, and a scout coming through. So a bit of budget weaponry, try and build up some bank with those SMGs.
Yeah, just going to be at least taking their time. Astro is going to face down towards mid, of course, with that scout, as you mentioned. He'll just be looking to try and find himself a few headshots, perhaps a tag here and there, just make life easier. All the UMPs that just mow on through, chew through any sort of Kevlar and totally get themselves that money.
Very interesting FM trying to take over mid here with just pistols. A SMG could just tear them through, and you can see currently it's Rezu coming down B short. Will he be able to find a kill is the question. He's going to spot the head of Weber there. Just about as JD gets confirmation that they're coming through connector here. That's 1 for JD, but there's Astro, finds another. A Kobe for Rezu, and it just leaves Frey and Nilzinho. Not Nilzinho anymore. He goes down. Frey very shortly to follow. That's a clean round from CeX and good stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of, they got lulled into that trap of, yeah, you've taken mid, you've got control of mid, sure, but can you actually do anything with it? No, because CeX, they're playing so passive, so withdrawn that the minute you even try and formulate a push, well, the lethal concoction that is that CT side as they set themselves up, just completely drops them all dead. Now, we get to see at least something more sensible. It's a buy round. They can really try and make a play off the back of this now, set themselves up to get themselves that first round, 2-1, you know, shoddy scoreline. It's an opportunity yet again.
Yeah, and for CeX, they're still running with the budget weaponry, so it's not likely that they're going to be able to hold against FM here, but they don't really care. Any kill is going to add to that economy, and then they can get those M4s out, start playing for it. Weber just making a lot of noise towards the B side. The bomb currently situated in the mid area. FM not quite sure where to go, but a push from Brody is going to find Frey, and Frey goes down as well. That's going to be an 8k upgrade for the counter-terrorist there. Great stuff coming through.
It's going to be Rezu just to kind of look around the place, just looking for information. Ideally, you can try and spot out the connector which is coming. Of course, you have got Brody C as well to be thrown into the mix in that regard. It's going to be Rezu to drop it down, finds that frag, gets the prompt of what is going on, and FM is getting put into a worse and worse situation now. Nilzinho going to try and force the issue as he pushes back for that trade, but JD just going to burn Pulse away from existence, leaving now such a tough scenario for FM to play with. Where do they go from this?
Well, they don't go anywhere really. It's probably going to be a save for Weber with the AK. Try and hold on to that as Nilzinho did go down with the bomb in mid. Hard to regather it. They're going to have to take a long angle. 30 seconds left on the clock. He's going to find JD. Can he get the shot? He can. Now it's going to be Brody looking to peek from connector. In fact, it's from the window. So we'll have to see if he's able to. Fully flashed out, but no one from CeX is peeking the angle. Just putting pressure on this FM player. 20 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be Astro finding the shot onto Weber to finish the round off. CeX able to hold on.
Yeah, it's a really good start for them, right? They were kind of saying that FM, as in terms of the team they have to face, a real big, almost kind of Titan style for them to have to rival against. So this is a big matchup for them. You look at every other match they now, or that last match, should we say, in kind of week 5 against Infused. It's almost completely belittled by this matchup in itself. So for CeX, they are going to be going this with everything they've got. This is all or nothing for them now. So what a start. Get that first buy, put FM back onto their toes with the P250s, the Tech 9s, and that response is going to have to be a little bit more kind of in the latter end of this round now. Because at least they can try and go aggressive for a bomb plant. Yeah, and if they get the bomb down, that's going to help their economy. You can see 3 smokes invested into this, but CeX trying to delay it as long as possible with their counters.
play is going to come through for FM. Jumping down onto the side, but that's Frey already down. JD going to find another onto Stanley. Bomb is being planted. No, stopped there by JD through the smoke, and that just leaves Pulse with his pistol to try and find some heads. Not going to happen. Astro closes the round out. It's 4-0 to CEX, and now FM going to have a... Oh, they didn't get the money from the buy, so it's not going to be as strong as a buy as they would have hoped from the bomb plant, but another chance to try and stop this force that is CEX all of a sudden.
The only thing that really changes is they don't get the EWP, which isn't really too big of a deal when I look at this FM roster. I think them with 5 rifles with full utility is still a very, very tough prospect to face, but we've kind of already seen them throw these sort of rounds away once or twice already, so why not want to see something a little bit fresh? As it is going to be Weber, just shoulder peek over towards B, but that's quickly met. Big smoke, forcing him back towards underpass, and it is going to be FM now, just looking for a bit of mid control in the early few seconds of the round.
Going to be heading under towards mid. The bomb has just been laid down towards the T spawn. We'll have to see where FM decide to go. Now, pushing out underneath this window, smoke to go out to make sure that they cannot be spotted. Brody, though, he's up close. Frey up above as well. He spots the feet. Brody, will he go for the challenge? He has JD behind to try and trade, but only one's peeking. Doesn't matter, JD, he's going to find the kill there. It's pretty good so far. Astro, another Stanley. This is not looking good for FM. Already 2 men down, but Nilzino going to pop his head out. Going to find 2 there, looking for a 3rd Pulse here to find the kill. And now with just Liam left alive, FM going to get a bomb plant, and they're looking good.
I don't get how CX have managed to cock this one up, honestly. It seemed like such a simple round of CS for them to play towards. An easy one for them to shut down, and then they just kind of let them push out palace like that. Just get one player, walk out and get a double kill. That is unacceptable in every single sense of the word.
Almost caught in rotation from their kill from the ramp there. So Liam's going to see what he can do, probably just looking for exit frags more than anything, holding onto his M4, carrying that round into round 6 here. I'm not sure it's necessary to save his gun here. He probably could try and make a hero play, but I guess giving economy over to FM, not necessarily what you want. They've already got the AWP, a scary proposition. Now can Liam take a life off any of these terrorists? Going to be Weber coming around the corner. Nope, he holds off. So 1 M4 saved into the next round, but it's going to be a full buy anyway from CEX here. They need to put out this fire early, or else FM may just run away with a half.
They have the extinguisher as well. It's not like they're sitting there without the tools, but as they say, just because you're on the tools doesn't mean you know how to use them, and that's going to be a bit of a story that begins to really become ever so more relevant with the CX side as the chapter is going to get turned. The page continues onwards as FM. They are going to look for this round, and they're going to look for it pretty damn fast too. Already you can see them kind of prodding their way out towards ramp and the side of B. It's underpass. The quick flip from them as Brody see almost so certain ready to fall, but manages to get away by the skin of his teeth. Allowing Astro to bear down on towards them from window.
A nice nade there, but doesn't quite connect with Astro. Only 3 HP taken from the AWPer there. Able to keep his wits about him. Weber's looking to peek into apps here. Rezu and Liam both inside. Will they be able to trade a kill? Rezu's baiting out right now. They want Weber to take the trade here. Look for the fight. Will he be able to do so? Liam there is going to get Molotov off. Oh, can he get cooked in the kitchen? Jumps on up, smoke out. That's going to be the alarms ringing there. Smoke in the kitchen, not a good idea, but in this time it is. So, good stuff. Kept his wits about him.
For sure.
Have you ever had a fire in the kitchen? Stanley says he has. He's just burning right through CX right now. 2 frags come through, and now that's that A site wide open. Brody C on the other side of the smoke gets shot through by Nilzino with the AWP. 1 shot, 1 kill. And now just 2 members here. They recover the AWP for CEX. They're going to try and hold on to it. Run away from the A site. Another round goes FM.
Yeah, it's going to be another round in towards their favour, and that's just perfect for them. And to answer your question, no, thankfully I haven't had the pleasure of burning down a house just yet. Have you got any interesting stories for us on that front?
Unfortunately not. I've definitely, well actually no, I do have a story about burning down a house.
You've got 20 seconds.
20 seconds, right. Firework night. Fireworks fall over. Shoot at us. Scary moment. Firework on top of the house sets roof on fire. Thankfully it went out by itself. That's my 20 seconds.
And the lesson from here, boys, is be safe with fireworks. For Dowsy's sake. Because he will set your house on fire. It will happen.
Be safe. Wear safety goggles if you're going to stay close to fireworks.
Dowsy. Either way, it is that round for FM, as you mentioned. And one of the things about FM really is, I was always going to brush it off just to that round in particular, but to be honest, just look at FM in general as a lineup. if there's any set of players that can make a round out of nothing, just out of bare bones scraps, it's them. Which is kind of what they're doing in a lot of these circumstances. They're kind of getting pushed away by CeX. It's a battle of a bit of shove here and there, with FM trying to kind of force it back. But then just within a few seconds, CeX, they lose it all. They lose 2 plays, 3 plays so quickly. And FM just sitting there laughing or just giggling away as they're given.
Oh, that was so cheeky by JD through the smoke into the head of Stanley with the deagle. Going to be great confidence for them that they can take 1 frag. But it is just these pistols and an AWP for Astro up against a full weaponry from FM. Maybe CeX could take a page out of FM's book, make a round out of nothing here. And currently FM, they're playing it slow. They understand that they have the advantage in this one, looking for CeX to make a mistake before they commit to a site. Currently the B bomb site may be the call, but as Weber makes his way towards A, they just do it to cast a curse me, just to troll me. Thank you, FM, I appreciate it. Frey will be peeking ramp here, but everyone in CeX playing passive angles.
I think for FM here, though, because they have all this utility, because they have those flash grenades, even just them on their own, they should just be able to clear out these angles, and CeX shouldn't really have too much of an opportunity. Yes, they're stacked on the site. Rezu is pretty much the playmaker, and it's exactly why we are looking at him right now. But even then, find 1 pick on towards Palace short. But then Pulse just kicks into the higher and says, no, I'm going to respond, I'm going to find that trade, and you're going to be left with no distance.
It is 30 seconds, and Pulse is going to check Firebox. Does trade the kill Frey there, and he's gonna, Neozino gonna find JD. Liam up on the staircase, what can he do? 28 seconds to plant the bomb, plenty of time for FM, so they're gonna take it nice and slow, and Weber's gonna check every angle. Does miss his spray onto Liam, so it leaves a 2v2 here as Liam's in the site. Frey looking for the shot, and he will find it with a jumping headshot. Astro finds one though, 1v1 in this dire situation. 10 seconds to plant the bomb, and it is gonna go down now. So we're into that after plant situation. 2 AWPers, it's the grand jewel. Can CeX pull this one off?
Astro gonna walk up towards CT, ready and waiting, almost setting the trap now. He's gonna begin his peak. Nilzinho, of course, is gonna try and meet him pretty much halfway as he plays towards Tetris, but not quite gonna overexpose himself, allowing Astro to at least walk further forward, but he ain't gonna be held. The shot to be landing. Nilzinho will win that clutch.
Very unfortunate there. CeX, they came so far, but they weren't going to get anything for it. FM now making their way back into this half. Round 8, it is 3-4 in favor of CeX, and another gun round to come through. CeX, they're going to feel fairly happy, though, that they managed to take the guns off FM. It's a massive investment taken away from FM, and now it puts them on a bit more of a level playing field. Have to see how FM decides to set up this round. A lot of people over towards those apartment entrance. It looks to me like FM want to take control of mid once more and then maybe split between the sides.
I think that mid control is all well and good, but they have to do it short. I think that's going to be the biggest factor here, because CeX, they're kind of a team who will try and put pressure down into that lower end. Early round, as you can see right now, there's practically no one there. It's all towards window, but you could almost expect a bit of a rotation in there over towards B at some point, unless FM do give up all of their hands and just say, yeah, we are actually going to go A, and your kind of setup is correct. So it's a very double-edged sword, but both sides actually favour CeX right now. This FM, yes, you have mid, but where are you going to go for it?
Same question we asked earlier, Astro. Bullets flying over his head. Weber not quite connecting it through the smoke there. Smoke will dissipate very shortly, and Astro will be left in full view. Wonder if FM still expecting Weber looking to peek onto Astro. Astro holding the angle. There goes a smoke. Astro. Brody's going to go down, but they haven't spotted Astro yet. Now they do. Weber will find a shot. Rezu in the ladder room will find a trade, so it is the 3 versus 4, but Rezu on 10 HP, and Pulse looking to come through will be able to finish the job. Now a 2 versus 4, the bomb making its way likely towards the A site, and the CTs are split evenly between A and B. But so are the terrorists, so...
They can be split, but they don't have the firepower anymore. That's where it kind of crumbled. They had the double prong set up towards Connector, and they made a mess of things. They couldn't quite find the individual jewels. You see Liam, at least this time around, does get the 1 versus 1 towards Pulse, but a second on towards Nilzinho. Nil's too smart for that. He knows he's just going to peek with the AWP, wait for you to face in towards him. He'll find that frag, and the importance starts to dwindle away. CeX not going to be able to deny a bomb plan, and even then, JD's in a 1 versus 3. He's already thinking to himself, you know what, $dollar bills, that sort of flashes in front of him. He's going to save that info.
He has to as well in this scenario for CeX. It's going to be him just looking for an exit frag here. Won't likely come to him unless FM decide to try and remove all rifles from the inventory of CeX. Wouldn't be a bad call, but they already are down to 3 members. Perhaps if they had 4, they send 1 off on a wild goose chase, but here FM going to play nice and disciplined. Bomb will go down, it will blow up. That will be the end of the round. 4-4 for FM, and CeX losing control. We said, put out the fire, CeX. You've got the tools to do it, but good workman never blames his tools. JD will find one exit frag, so bit of a consolation prize when you have come second place in that round.
Second place, I don't even know if I can justify that at this point, is, you know, just to really rehash the fact that they had the setup in mid. On paper, in terms of tactical CSGO, remove the skill of players and remove teams and communication, they had the players in the right places. But they let things fall apart. They started to kind of get a bit jingly, get a bit shaky. FM were going to take advantage of that. Now, FM, yet again, have the firepower, of course, because it is going to be CeX on these pistols, on these deagles, and it just kind of brings back to the round where we said that FM are just going to flash them out.
Yeah. Flash them out, take the gun jewels, win the game, get the girl. It's a classic story, as currently Liam showing his deagle presence. Look at this, Weber's going to trade out his AK, make sure he regathers that, makes life hard. Probably just throw it as far away as possible. Bit of a train to me, to you. Get that AK out of play so that CeX don't have another rifle to play with. But one-man advantage, we saw CeX do it before. Take it down to the 1v1. It's the scenario you want to be in this round. Make sure it's JD with the armor, with the M4, a couple flashbangs as well, but he's currently tanking up damage through the smoke. Weber looking to spray him down. Must have heard the blood splats. Hungry for blood. He is going to escape here, fall back, but here comes Pulse. It's ticking. He's looking to try and find this kill, finish the job here. Not looking good for CeX as FM starting to make those aggressive moves throughout the map. 35 seconds left, and JD does find Pulse, so it is the 4 versus 3 as they burst onto the B site. The quick rotation is going to come from the CTs here. The bomb hasn't gone down yet, so they do have time to get them over. JD, Nilzinho spot each other out, but JD is able to win the frag. Now a 4 versus 2. What have FM done?
Bad counter-strike coming out right now from FM. Fry now has to kind of mop up that sloppy mess that his team has created for him. Finds himself a double kill in this round so far, and pretty much has to open up with just that little bit more. Now Weber, of course, is going to have to run riot too as he finds the headshot on towards Astro. But damn, this is kind of a difficult one for them to win out of. Thankfully, they've dealt with the rifles, but JD is still going to be there to be the supporting actor as Rezu finds the frag and Brody C on towards Fry. FM, that was just bad.
Yeah.
You should never be losing those sort of rounds, especially when they actually had the firepower towards short as well. They have 3 players pushed towards short, 1 distractor player in towards connector. But they just take a load of 1 versus 1s without using their flashes, something that, if you recall, I made a pretty big thing out of at the start of this round.
Yep. You have the ability to use your utility.
I mean, you buy it for a reason.
Exactly.
It's like saying you're going to buy a sports car and then not drive it once.
Have you ever bound a key on Counter-Strike to just buy every utility in one go?
No.
I did that. I was pretty lazy. F9 would buy everything. Armor, AK,
At that point, you might as well just tap F1.
As well as... Yeah, well, my rebuy button didn't work. That's sad.
That's the sort of reason why that exists then, isn't it? Now we've learned your sloppy Counter-Strike secret. It's exposed.
The reason why I am the best Counter-Strike player is my efficiency when it comes to buys. And hey, it is going to be FM testing the A site here. They haven't done it very often. They have won every time they have gone for it. I'll have to see if they're able to hold on. CeX once more, the close angles. Brody in ramp, JD peeking. He's going to spot Weber. It's going to be Nilzinho popping his head out. And he's looking for the second. Nilzinho just comes through. Looking for Astro. Can he get his 3rd frag here? The Molotov going to push Astro out of his corner. Now a 4 versus 3 situation. FM going to be able to get that bomb down before the rotations come out. So CeX in an after-plant situation. 2 bomb defusal kits, plenty of utility for CeX to work with, and actually limited utility on FM. It's doable.
If there's not a smoke at CT right now, Pulse, I'm going to be disappointed. He's thrown it, but it better be down at CT. As Rezu is going to find that frag on towards Stanley, but you can see CeX withdrawing, and it is going to be just another round to go towards FM favor. And one of the reasons I kind of stressed CT so much was CeX, they had so much manpower there, so much presence, so they kind of need to clear out that angle there.
It's a bit of a shame that CeX didn't back themselves there. Getting the frag, making it an even duel. They had the utility to continue on, but I guess they were all stuck in an awkward situation, all coming from the same angle. Couldn't really split up the, I guess, the eyesight of FM. They could all just look in the one direction and look to trade each other out.
It's time too, right? They could eventually, you know, considering we kind of run the aspect of jungle and CT, yeah, you can always argue that, you know, they could swap around like kind of that sort of avenue, but then there's, yeah, it literally just comes down to the clock, right? It's only going to tick so much. Eventually, it's going to hit 12 and the bomb is going to explode. Either way, point to side, 5-5. A fresh footing for both of these teams. They can effectively wipe the slate clean of how the last rounds have gone, because they're on equal footing. And now we're going to see who is going to get that edge.
Well, it's currently that 5-5, as you say, tied up round 11, and a play once more through under to try and push Astro out of this window, put a bit of pressure onto the AWP here. Currently FM taking control of mid, and we've seen when they do get control of mid, they use it wisely, are able to bait CeX into unfavorable duels, and then to follow into a site where B, that they have the presence. So CeX need to just be able to hold fast, be patient, trade the kill, just look to try and punish FM as they rush in here. 3 in connector, gonna come through the smoke. There's a flashbang as well. They've spotted 1. They know they're coming to A. That's gonna be a good first kill for CeX. They get 2, looking for a 3rd, but it's all going everywhere. It's a 2 versus 2. And now it gets interesting here. Astro down in this ticket booth area has a great angle to spot anyone coming over. There is that flashbang to put the pressure on. Trying to just find this duel with Liam. Frey not quite connecting the shots, goes down to 13 HP. So for CeX with 36 seconds, they need to start making this play before the bomb goes down, put the pressure on FM to try and stop them from getting it. Frey gonna peek once more. Is the bomb being planted? As he does, Liam is able to find the kill now, and that is CeX cleaning up house. They're going to hold on to their lead here, trade their guns up, and I like the way CeX played that. They allowed for FM to push first rather than look for the trade before FM had committed to anything.
Also, they got a huge advantage when that frag from connected just wasn't connected. That was a headshot that kind of needed to fall into place, and because that wasn't found, then it just leaves them in that positional advantage to then push in, then wait. When the bomb plant even remotely gets thought about, you get the 1 versus 1, take down that player, it's 2 versus 1. Simple stuff.
Simple Counter-Strike here for Mirage. It's simple CT. It's the strength of CT on Mirage is that the defenders do have such great angles to hold the sites, and they can vary them throughout the game. It's going to be Astro now over towards B. Going to throw a molly down just to make sure that no one comes on through, pushes him out with the AWP. He is here by himself. Does have backup on short if necessary in the form of Liam here. He's going to throw out a Molotov himself. FM though, they're looking to commit. They're going to jump to the site straight into Liam's M4, and that's going to be 2 for him. And that's not a great start for FM. They have to back away, reconsider, looking to get into window, but it's going to be JD holding there. Going to be another peek. Stanley going to throw that HE. Not going to do... Oh, actually it's a... No, never mind. I'm looking at the wrong names. Just Stanley and Frey now in an awkward situation.
What this does mean, though, is that for CeX, they're in a well-thought-out battle. That's always something we've overlooked, because when we described this matchup, when we were talking about it to each other, we kind of just said, yeah, FM, they're just going to 2-0 them. It's just going to be simple as that. But credit where credit is due. CeX, they are upping the ante here. They are bringing the fight, and you can kind of look back to their past results and go, you know what, a lot of the losses they've taken have been pretty close. 16-14s, 19-15s in overtime.
Yeah, exactly. And their Mirage results as well have been fairly standard. You know, in week 2 against Fish 1-2-3, it was a 16-14, fairly close. And they do keep that scoreline very close on Mirage. So it's a map they're comfortable with. If they can go into the second half in the lead, they're going to feel a little bit more comfortable. Of course, that's when FM get that slight upper hand. But CeX, if they get that early pistol round, they could start building up a gap, a bit of buffer for themselves to work with. We'll have to see if they can hold on. That was sloppy from Brody C. Not quite able to find a frag for himself. Kind of traded too early from Stanley to Weber. Why he didn't find the kill on either.
Should just be pistols, though. So in terms of kind of what they can actually bring into the round, it's kind of almost chum for the Sharks as they circle on through. You do have that M4 on towards Weber, of course, that he's been able to pick on through, but no Kevlar behind it yet again, because that has that prospective difficulty. As it is moving towards window and a push coming towards short now. Their idea here is to just spread CeX short, get them to be in 1 versus 1s where they can try and warm them. But Liam, so far so good, finds that first headshot. Should kind of hear them coming towards jungle as well, and that actually been the opportunity to just get 1 step further, but thinks there's not going to be 3 coming. Instead, only predicts the second. And that means that a pistol is going to stab him right in the back.
But Rezu does have them pinned, so they are stuck here in the window area. Does fall back, gives up his angle. It's going to allow FM to make a move here, which is kind of what CeX want to happen. Allow FM to start pushing again so that they get comfortable, and Weber's going to back them up from the ladder room here. An A play likely, unless they throw the bomb up to Weber, then they could really throw a spanner into the works. Not going to be likely as they start moving into jungle. JD, he's moving from dark, but he goes down to Frey. That's an awkward situation now for CeX. Bomb gonna go down in the smoke. CT though able to get it. Rezu finds the frag. 13 seconds left. This is terrible for FM. It's unlikely to get the bomb down. Can he find the spray through the smoke? Nilzinho's planting it, and it does go down. 14 HP. Rezu now peeking onto Weber. He's going to have to find this trade with Nilzinho. Frag out, but does get it. Has no defuse kit. Molly goes down. He's going to try and commit. No, he's just faking it out. Weber stuck behind the Molotov. Going to start spraying through. Rezu's trying to get up close, but he needs to get his skates on. Doesn't connect any shots, looking for the final blow. Oh, it's a fake with the AK. That's when you know you're desperate. Weber will fall, but can he get the bomb defused? It's going to be close to the wire, but I do believe he has it. Anyways, 8-5 for CEX here. It's looking good.
Rezo and Liam, the two kind of almost done out each duo of CX right now, and kind of not the duo you necessarily expect to see. I was kind of always gunning towards Astra and the likes of Brody C, but yeah, Rezo and Liam doing so much. A triple kill for Rezo in that round, a double for Liam, and a very crucial one as well, because it takes it from saying, okay, are we going to be seeing something like potentially a kind of a 7-8, something close, to they could actually take this one 9-6. Not quite ready to say 10-5 just yet. I think this next round is going to be a part of that, but it starts to leave the door just that further bit open, but a much harsher scoreline for FM.
Well, let's see what FM can do here. They're going to be splitting between Ramp and Palace. This is where they found success, but the first frag goes in favor of CX. Going to take one of those terrorists down and find fair damage. Brody in the smoke, going to find two. And that just leaves Pulse all by himself to 4, 9-5 here. And maybe that 10-5 scoreline is looking likely. Let's look at the economy here for FM. Not looking good. It is going to be that quasi-buy. Everything that they can buy, all items must go as we head into the final round of the half.
Glad I said Brody C's name at least. Clearly proving me why. Triple kill for him in that round and stepping up with a wonderful little, almost cute little spray down, I guess you can say, bringing a bit of a joy to your eye. As it is going to be FM. Now just making the best of what they've got to hand, which is some Tech 9s and some rifles. It's going to be a quick charge down towards mid. Pulse for the Tech 9, a double kill for him. Taps towards mid as well, tries to pull back a little bit more, but already a double kill.
JD and Rezu as well. Players that were stepping up for CEX in this first half. Your two players are down. Now, they still do have a fairly good situation here. It is 3 rifles versus 3 rifles for CEX, but they are men down. Liam, can he hold the fort together? That's going to be one. Can he get the second? No, he cannot. And that's now Astro looking for the frags. There's the foot shot, and that's enough to find the kill. Makes it a 2 versus 3 with Pulse on 12 HP. Not that it matters against an AWP. A minute left and the bomb to go down. Brody going to push onto the site, but only into Weber's crosshair. Astro with an AWP to try and retake the site. It's a hard proposition. Can he make it work? A quick flick. It was impressive, but not enough to win the round. That will be a 9-6 scoreline. Not what we expected, not what should have happened, but FM did FM things. Yeah, they kept it very, very close. We saw some interesting players step up to the plate as well. I think, you know, Astra has been a little bit quiet here and there, but I guess there is the talking point of both of these teams and their weakness with these pistols in terms of handling them, right? These anti-ecos have been very, very tough for them. And it's one of my main criticisms of UK CSGO teams is that they don't take pistol rounds seriously enough, the eco rounds. They don't show enough respect, they don't buy enough utility, they don't force their opponents into harder situations. You know, when someone is down in the dumps, you have to kick them in CSGO. You can't be the nice guy who, you know, gives them a hand back into the game. And of course, that's not what the teams are trying to do, but it kind of is what happens in the end, is that they allow them to get another hand on the ladder, up a rung, and now this game's closer than it probably should have been coming into the second half.
There's the comparison there that a lot of people do hate this, but I think when it comes down to talking about those rounds in particular, it is kind of fitting, which is that at the end of the day, this match, much like every other UK Masters match, and much like every other official you play in the UK eSports space, isn't an ESCA pug. You can't type .stats pug and get yourself your RWS. There is no beautiful little gratification that says, hey, you've got this many frags and you contributed in these rounds. No, that isn't a thing. It's just, okay, you won or you lost or you drew. That's your win condition right there. That's your draw condition. So it has to be said at some point, because you look at the decisions that some of these players are making when they do kind of screw up these rounds with those mistakes. It is just pushing for frags. It is just focusing on the frag more than, okay, I should put my flash before I peek these, which in gun rounds you see a big difference, and rightfully so.
Well, I have to say, CX, they got a forfeit win last week. I was in question whether they would come into this matchup against FM in good spirits, and of course they have. They're up in the lead, 9-6 here. If this was a ECA pug match, you would definitely be most professional, I have to say.
For sure. We'll try. I think that you do have to kind of just look towards CX and go, they know this is their last stand. Like, what is this match against Infused is all well and good, and it's going to be there for the money, the dollar. But once they kind of get stuck with a 2-0 loss against FM, if that was to take place tonight, their chances of playoffs are just way too thin. You're 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000 almost. It's ridiculous. So winning this match is the best case for them. It's so strong. But they have to close out the first map, and that's going to be something in itself.
They certainly do. It's going to be a rush onto the A side here for CeX, looking to make it work. Flashbangs galore as they force the CTs back, and they're going straight into jungle. But it's Weber with a double into the heads of the terrorist. It's not what CeX wanted. The bomb has been planted in the confusion though, and now a cheeky wallbang there from Frey will make things hard. Just Astro, and he needs to step up in a 1 versus 3. He's got the first. Can he find the second and the third? It's going to be them peeking at the same time, but Astro steps up with the double headshot, and that is CeX finding the much necessary pistol round.
Astro, a fun fact about him, he actually has a pretty damn high 1 versus 3 conversion rate in terms of what he wins. Yes, we just saw another one. Hey, why not? That's a record in itself. A great play from me. I think it was a quad kill in total once you kind of add up those clutch frags. And I say that's what you want to be right now if you see it.
Right. That's mentality boosting. That's going to say, right, you know what? We're 10-6 now. We may have lost the round that we should have lost, the last round of the first half, but we won the second one when we should have been. All due to our boy Astro. Now they can continue on the momentum, get a couple more on the board. 12-6 would be fantastic getting into the proper game. They just need to make sure that they don't throw it away here, and Pulse is going to start making me doubt Brody might be able to clean up, restore hope here in this CeX lineup. Has to reload, has Astro in backup, but Astro's got a nade out. Not what you need in this scenario, my friend. Brody does try to do his best to clean up, but he does get traded. A 3 versus 2 AK in the hands of Pulse here. Already a triple kill for the man. He's looking to make it a clean ace. JD may just be able to give him another one. The bomb is firmly in FM's hands, but they've got the split angle. Rezu up in Palace. It is JD down in ramp. And they're going to have to find a miracle to be able to take down Pulse, who just looks so strong in this round.
It's literally just a beast eating them for everything they've got right now. It's crazy how he's getting away with this. Stanley, you can see him just getting closer and closer to Palace as well. He's just going to make sure that if Rezu does decide to go for this quick-witted push, that he can punish him straight off the bat before he can find even a singular frag. And Pulse, in fact, just realizes, oh, wait, there could be someone Palace. I'm going to just wallbang that.
Easy, lemon squeezy. Pulse finds the 5. It's an ace for the man here. He says, that was pretty impressive, Astro. I won up you on an eco round with my pistol, fine 5, and that is not good news for CeX. The mentality booster has been demoralized completely. Now they are counter eco the Tech-9 train to rush B site, or split. In fact, going to be a split by the looks of it as they pop the bomb down. No quick plays from CeX. They need to just forget the last round happened and go into the second half as if it's the first round again.
Do remember that they have gone into this with a counter force up. This isn't just a, oh yeah, we're going to buy some Tech-9s, kind of take a bit of a chill round, try and get a bomb plant and then relax, go into a buy. No, they actually invested everything they've got into this. So they do have to play this one so smart. JD potentially to go face first up against Weber, catches him with the Tech-9s. That's already a drive-by into towards hit him. Does get to upgrade his firepower, of course, off the back of that. Meaning, CeX starting to really count up the odds towards their side, but we've already seen how quickly these things can change. Absolutely.
At a blink of an eye, you do not want to miss it. What happens next will shock you, I'm sure. I hope so. Now I've just set myself up for great storytelling, but it is going to be, once more, CeX looking to try and make a bit of a miracle play happen here with the Tech-9s. Frey, he's up close and personal, going to fall back and place the smoke down, put a bit of pressure on as the clock ticks to 50, and we'll have to see where they can go from here. It's going to be Rezu, Astro up close. The UMP, though, in Frey's hands. He's looking the wrong way. They're about to come through the smoke. They're about to flash themselves in. He's going to hear that. He's going to look for the spray. No, he's holding his fire. He's going to find 2 and the bomb. 30 seconds now in a 3 versus 4. Brody C is going to have to find a lucky shot with this Deagle to shut them down. But Pulse, he is still on fire, still burning away. Now things not looking great for CeX. 20 seconds here. Liam and JD to try and make it happen. The UMP spray does find Frey. Pulse is about to peek ramp, but he goes down as well. 13 seconds left. They need to get the bomb down now, or it's not going down at all. And that's going to be the bomb dropped up onto the staircase. 7 seconds, and Liam just looking for a kill, looking for a gun, perhaps. Whatever he can find. But he's looking like he's not going to find anything. Don't go down now. Oh, he does. So no economy for you. Not that you have economy anyway. That would have been really important to kind of carry the Deagle into a round where you're not likely to buy much anyway.
I'll tell you what though, I'll take $1,900 over $50 any day. That's a huge steal net gain, so very dire situation for Liam, and he will have to pay for that over time. It's a debt that doesn't just fade away. The world around him is going to begin to somewhat thin itself down, and what we mean by that is scoreline. We've gone to up to 10-8 now, so CeX has an advantage. Pretty much already throwing it away as FM should be able to clean up this round. You can see a nade that's just going to land and rip them to pieces in terms of HP, and FM now they can just make themselves some money with these SMGs. Yeah,
and that's exactly what they're looking to do. Get kills on the SMGs, and Weber's going to show us how it's done here as CeX for 1 by 1 by 1 by 1. The Ants go marching up the hill, hurrah! And then it's FM are the Ants.
Congrats. Did you practice that? Was that rehearsed?
No.
I feel like you're sitting in your hotel room like, boys, I'm going to get this, it's going to fit in tonight, somehow I'm going to make this work.
It's written here on page 76 of my purple notebook. FM are the Ants.
FM are the Ants confirmed, folks. You heard it here. UK Masters bringing you the top quality news. Not a clickbait article at all, promise.
Number 10 will shock you. That's the second time I've made that joke today.
Yeah, I was like, I wasn't going to point it out the first time, but the second time it has to be. You can't just ignore that now.
Yep.
Something you can't also ignore is Stanley pushing aggressive through B, already so confident. But the last time we played this, not only were the T-side aware of it, but they shut him down. They got a second frag back. So it's very, very cautious of them now.
Now, with the first frag going Weber's way, CeX going to be very cautious about how they come into this one. They do have the AKs in their hands, Liam with a Deagle, and we've seen him connect some crazy shots so far this game, but the clock is ticking down and the utility is limited here for CeX to actually make a push onto the site. Trying to split between B and mid with limited utility isn't usually the easiest of things, and JD's going to find himself sandwiched between two guns here. Nilzinho up close, and it is Stanley making the noise, drawing the tension. Molotov goes out. JD, will he peek the angle around the corner? I'm not sure he will. No, he does. He goes for it. But he doesn't find the kill. Nilzinho is going to trade out, upgrade to an AK. Things get worse and worse for CeX.
Really just kind of put himself in a bit of a deep dark hole at this point, as Nilzinho is just going to take the head clean off of Liam, and well, you said it gets worse and worse. Really no room to go now. This is Brody C and Astro, and I can't really come up with a phrase that sums up their predicament. It's just them shooting to pieces, as Brody C is going to find one, a better minimum, but with 20 seconds on the clock. There is some madness that he can bring to the table. It's going to make this round any different of an outcome. FM has gone from 5 to 5. They've taken it 10 to 10.
That's very interesting, isn't it? That we've tied once more on the multiple of 5. It's almost like it's been scripted here by FM. It's the comeback story.
It was FM who upped it last time as well, right?
Yep. So CeX in the lead. FM bring it back. CeX in the lead. FM bring it back.
Who knows where this is going to go? Is it going to follow the same old repetitive cycle? Are we going to see true repetition in that regard? Or are we going to see something a bit different, at least in this round? Unfortunately for CeX, it's going to be a pretty big uphill battle for them as they try and tackle this mountain, face their feet. But the firepower makes such a big difference. Makes things just hugely out of control for them if they try and push towards A, which currently a bit of an all-in strength into the arms of Pop.
Holt's going to find one, and Spray's just going to clean up with a 3. Spray! Weber closes the round off, and there's the answer to your question. Repetition has been deleted. We have a new king in this game. It's FM eSports leading the way with a single round. Another gun round, though, to come through, and this time it is a full gun round. Utility and ore for the terrorists. CeX is looking to make their name heard, but the T side is where teams sometimes just fall apart. You know, CT, it's fairly standard, everything's usually the same, but you kind of have to be the proactive one, be the game maker, player. Hope is definitely a player. Coming on to Astro like that hurts him. They do get the AWP back, but a man down already hurts CX's stride to coming back from this momentum that currently FM are building.
Really is just them building up a pretty lethal concoction at this point, a recipe dead set to poison the world. It is going to be them trying to really take control of the situation. They're tired of this comeback war. They just want to shut this one down. They want to crush the dreams of CeX in terms of us discussing the idea that they even win this 2-0 and get those points. No, they want to at least force the draw. And that depends on how the second map is going to swing too, bear in mind. So a lot of questions left unanswered. Weber facing the connector, and kind of the importance of where CeX are at right now is, yet again, they've got control of mid, sure, but they've got nothing to do with it. They're going to have to run back for that bomb and then decide, okay, do we want to go connector or short?
Currently, putting the bomb towards the B site. It would indicate to me that they might just try and fake towards A and then put the men in B. Going to be on Liam to sell the fake. If he does go for it, he's going to run into a CT very shortly. But CeX are already onto the B side, and Ilzinho is going to greet them with a 2-tap onto JD there. Now Frey looking to finish off the game. It's just Rezu and his AWP, which he will save, of course, bomb in hand. CeX not able to find the opening frags onto the site, which is something they're going to have to do in future rounds, really. The 1v1s, the opening frags.
The entry picks are so valuable, especially on the T side on this map, of course. You know, just get your first frag. It really kind of almost leaves you with that momentum. It's a domino effect when you're pushing on towards A, right? Because if you're ramped and you get that first frag on towards, say, triple or stairs, especially stairs, in fact, if you can get a wide facer on towards stairs, you allow the avenue for Palace as well. So pretty much in every single place on that A site, getting that entry frag just holds some sort of huge reward. And if you don't find that, then it just makes things so difficult for the rest of your team to play around that. So it's a very kind of catch-22 scenario.
Currently CeX, though, have the benefit of loss bonus playing towards them. Going to have to make something out of it shortly. Of course, the double blade sword, that is, if you do find one round, you do face being reset immediately after. So CeX are going to have to find consistency in this terrorist side. We'll have to see where they can make it happen. Smokes do go out onto A site, but Molotovs to counter Liam walking right through it. Frey's in it, but he's spotted by Astro, and he will be taken away from them. Weber finds the flick onto Liam, putting us back into a close situation. 4 versus 3, bomb down, and now FM to try and find the defuse.
JD gonna hear out Weber, and that gives them the opportunity to spin them around, find that frag. Rezo just another one towards Stanley as well.
Haven't cleared out Firebox. Okay, here we go. Nilzinho, can you do it? Rezu is aware that they haven't cleared out Firebox, so he may look to peek the angle, but currently for CeX, as long as they don't expose themselves too deeply, I don't feel Nilzinho can really make anything happen. Does have Diffuse Kit, does have Smoke. Can we see a ninja happen from Nilzinho? It's up and close, they've all walked away! Not like this, the smoke goes down, no one's peeking from CeX, and he's going to get the defuse! Oh wow. Spoke too soon.
A millisecond too short. I was lined up ready and waiting to dish out the insults there practically and just say UKCS, but in fact he's a millisecond too short, so perhaps that is the nail biting the tongue there, as it doesn't quite stick. But that would have happened if it did. If he just left a millisecond early, he would have won that round, and that's still, I know, pretty damn disastrous. Either way, it does at least provide a bit more of a helping hand now to their opposition.
This is the scenario though for CeX where they're going to have to make the consistency work for them, or else they will find themselves in a reset situation. Not a good one either, so consistency is going to be necessary, and you know that they're just thanking their lucky stars there that the bomb did indeed blow up in the end, because a scenario like that will hurt them in the future. May even shake them that they almost threw away a round, which they would have easily won if someone threw a Molotov into Firebox, or someone picked it. Even if they lost against Nilzinho, you've got 2 more to then face up and make sure he can't get out.
At the end of the day, it comes back to the moot point of, guys, you have utilities, and make sure you really kind of put that into use. And
not a moot point though. Very important one. It's just a common point of UKCSGO. But hey, CeX, they're currently all stacked up in a line as Brody C gonna jump onto the A site. It's fake smokes here, but Stanley, he's spotted the parade. Liam now looking to try and... Oh, he's dead. I don't know what I'm saying here. Stanley looking to try and hold the B site, and he's going to find the first frag. Good stuff. HE goes out, doesn't connect. JD looks away at the last second, and Stanley finds a third. Oh my goodness, CeX with only Rezu left alive. The bomb down in the B site, thankfully, so if they can get onto the site, they're going to be in a position. But Rezu, he's going to lose the trade towards Frey. Wow, Stanley holds everything together there for FM.
So, we talked about money. We talked about the rough time for CeX if they drop out of that round. Well, there's your response. They did drop out, and now they're going to be sitting there kind of trying to patch up their wounds, quickly applying some bandages, just trying to make the best out of what they've got. But you know, you'd argue they had 2 or 3 players with good touch money, but it's not enough to warrant a full buy. It's not enough to even prompt a force. So they've gone for a bit of a half buy technique, which is get up some Kevlar on 2 of those players, make that 4 of those players, and some Tech 9s too. So very limited, but at least gives them the opportunity to try and get a bump up, potentially around when, if everything goes completely wrong for FM. But you kind of do look at this and go, you know what, FM, the ball's in your court now. Just close it out.
Absolutely, 13 to 11. 3 more rounds necessary and they have it. CeX looking for that brave push onto the A site. Guns blazing. They are going to find Frey in the process. Pulse able to find one and Weber going to find a second. So if they can get the bomb down here, it's great. But they are not looking likely to get the bomb down as Rezu all by himself thankfully has it in hand. Pulse going low, but he whips out his USP and he closes the round out for FM. Much like we were saying they needed to. Now, money in the bank for CeX. It's the last hurrah moment for them to get onto the scoreboard here in the second half, or else FM should just be able to easily close out.
At this point, last hurrah doesn't really kind of do it justice, the situation that CeX have dug themselves into. They're nipping at the heels of FM. It's still pretty damn close, right? 14-11. There's only a few rounds to make the difference. Well, at the end of the day, a few rounds can decide if they, a shot at making playoffs or not. So really, so much to play for. I mean, this first map really can dictate how the second is going to go.
Currently split between A, one down in mid. It is, of course, JD there. Looking to try and open up as Brody's going to push on the side, spots Pulse, and he finds the headshot as well. It's a good, confident start, and the smoke screens mean that FM can't push through. Brody, though, he fancies his luck, finds Frey in the head. So for CeX, the last hurrah starting to look likely as the bomb goes down. It's the retake here for FM eSports. Currently just the member split between all 3 entrances. Weber going to pick up Palace. Doesn't quite spot Brody though under dark. The Molotov may force him out though. Nope, it's not quite there, but Stanley going to find the shot with the AWP. Smokes go onto the bomb. They're looking for another defuse inside it. Stick it whilst Neilzinho makes noise, but the shots from CeX are good, lined up and perfect. 12 to 14. CeX fight another day.
You could just see the caution from Liam there. He's like, I could shoot at the guy in front of me, or I could spray the bomb just to make sure that the frag in front of me is not just pointless after all. And that's smart from him, just to really tunnel vision on that bomb there, because that would have been a defuse and yet again another kind of really tough point for them to have to stomach. So they do give themselves a bit more of a lifeline to toy with, but FM, they have money, so much in the bank that they're going to reinvest. They're going to go for the double setup and they're going to look for some early mid picks. We're so close to finding it.
We'll pushing back though, so the AWPs become slightly less useful as the bomb makes its way towards the B-site. Liam is split, smoke goes down to stop him. We're not quite in the right position. That's going to be the first, but Rezu pushes forward. It's 2 kills for CeX, but 2 also for FM as Weber evens the scoreline and in fact makes it favourable for FM here. Frey going to run into trouble, and trouble in the name of Astro going to find the kill. The bomb is still up there in apps and JD would have to go back to retreat it, regather it. Astro not in a great position. He kind of has to take the frags and he's going to find the first, but can he find the second onto Pulse? Astro only 33 HP against Pulse's full. The Molotov to force the hand of Pulse here, and he is going to peek into the angle, but the flashbang, it's perfect. It blinds Astro and Pulse is able to find the 15th point.
The money now for CeX is so broken, so non-existent. They have a few $1,000s here and there. They have one player who can probably afford to actually get a full buy-up in terms of the AK-47. Pretty much everyone else can't really afford it unless you do kind of opt to the Brody C camp, who isn't just going to buy that head armor, so he's going to go for the lighter side of it. But even then, that means that the utility is so damn choked up now. Whereas he could have charged him forward with the EMP, though. Makes the best out of the situation. Maybe a second, but Brody C going to kill his teammate. That right there is how you lose a map.
Yep, and Neilzinho is going to punish. It is the 2 versus 2, and everyone on FM looking very healthy. Can't say the same for CeX, though, as this hits that 130 mark. Brody recovers the bomb, but it is going to be Stanley peeking to stop the plant from coming through. JD, he's fragging hard, currently at 25 kills on the scoreboard, but he needs to make it at 27 here to keep CeX in the first map here. And currently the CTs are one by one going to support each other. The bomb will be heard if JD goes for the plant here, but he's being clever, sneaking his way over towards the B site instead to try and give himself a more favourable plant here. A minute left means he has plenty of time, but the rotation for FM is so quick. If they do sniff out this move from JD, they can get to the B site even before he gets there.
It's almost like our observer is reading my mind at this point, as I wanted to kind of see Weber's perspective with the ADP. I wanted to see what was running through his brain at this point, and he knows full well that something could be up here, there could be an issue, so him just watching towards CT like that is so smart, because it means that now even if JD goes towards the B site and gets the plant, A, it means that FM go together, but B, it means that he can't get wrapped in from behind. So I like this approach from the CT side. I think this is the best way they could have played it, to be honest.
25 seconds, JD looking to try and find a frag before he gets the bomb down. As soon as the bomb goes down though, FM can start making the rotations towards the B site. They have a smoke Molotov HE, two smokes instead, and the diffuse kits as well. So they have plenty of utility, and I would like to see them use it here. JD going for the kill, but he's not going to find it. Weber finds the frag, and that will be the map closed by FM eSports nice and calmly. 16-12 here on Mirage. FM takes map 1.
And dead is the dream of CeX, unfortunately. That really puts them now in a difficult spot. Of course, definitely